Kwabenya and Ablekuma North, however, are pending, awaiting the Electoral Commission's roadmap, which was fraught with pink sheet discrepancies. My colleague George Quaining has more.
Security was extremely tight going into the second re-collation of results for some outstanding and disputed constituencies. Tema Central, Nsawam Adrejui, Afro North, Obuasi East, Afro Southwest, Techiman South, Okaike Central, Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North were the 9 disputed constituencies. The High Court on Friday, December 20, rejected the injunction request by the National Democratic Congress (NDC), which paved the way for the continuation of the exercise. The usual confusion and misunderstandings characterized the re-collation exercise.
If you will not re-collate, then we cannot be part of this process. Because it is a court order. It is a court order. You can't continue because the process that was done irregularly, according to you.
Both the NDC and MPP were not on the same page. While the NDC sees this as an act of criminality, the MPP expects the NDC to allow the law to take its course. Although results from constituencies, including Tema Central and Obuasi East, were originally declared in favor of the NDC, 7 of the 9 re-collated results favored the MPP. Leadership of the New Patriotic Party expressed delight in the outcome of the exercise.
All we can say is that, glory to God, democracy and rule of law require patience, resilience, determination. As a nation, we've come far, and I don't think that allowing violence and chaos will solve our problem. My joy is that both parties took matters up in court. The court has ruled, and the constitutional body is doing its work. Let's not overstretch the pillars of democracy through unlawful conduct.
The NDC still maintains its stance.
No amount of crooked electoral commissioners or crooked returning officers will go and manufacture pink sheets to come and declare. We have seen the charade going on here. We want to put on notice. The NDC will not recognize anything here. It's left with 16 days. Everybody should be rest assured. We will overturn this illegality. We are going to overturn this illegality.
The Electoral Commission is unable to give a definite date for the declaration of result for Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North, which had issues with pink sheets.
It is management decision. We, as operatives, have been here to work. The results will be taken to management for management to decide on them. So I cannot say today or tomorrow, but I don't think it will be too late for that.
In Parliament, the NDC now holds 183 seats, while the MPP has 89 seats, awaiting the results of the 2 outstanding constituencies. Results of 7 outstanding constituencies out of the 9 have been declared, and so we are left to 2. And so the fate of these 2 are not known yet. We await the Electoral Commission to come up with a clear roadmap on the way forward. But like we always do, we'll give you updates in our subsequent bulletins. George Quaining, TV3 News, EC Regional Coalition Center, Accra.
Well, just like George mentioned, the Electoral Commission has suspended re-collation exercise for the Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North parliamentary constituency. Dom Kwabenya and Ablekuma North were among 9 constituencies identified for re-collation after the High Court in Accra ordered a review of the election results due to alleged irregularities. Now, the EC on Saturday, December 21, declared results in 7 constituencies, all in favor of the New Patriotic Party. Let's bring you those 7 constituencies. They include Alpha North, Ahafo Southwest, Nsawam Adrejui, Obuasi East, Techiman South, Okaike Central, and Tema Central. The 2 outstanding ones, like I mentioned earlier, are Ablekuma North. The reasons being given for the hold is that 62 pink sheets remain outstanding. For Dom Kwabenya re-collation, we're told pink sheets for 3 polling stations exist only in soft copy form.
And still on the subject matter, the National Democratic Congress has rejected the re-collated parliamentary election results, which were announced by the Electoral Commission earlier today. In a statement issued by the General Secretary of the party, Honorable Fifi Kwete, he said that the party alleges that the results were declared under questionable and illegal circumstances, calling the move a direct attack on Ghana's democratic values. The party expressed its disapproval of what it describes as blatant assault on Ghana's democratic principles and a betrayal of the sovereign will of the Ghanaian people. The NDC also criticized the leadership of the Electoral Commission for what it called an unholy alliance between the Commission, the police, and the military, which the party claims has facilitated the unlawful manipulation of election results. So they are just reacting to developments from earlier today. Let's go to Zoom now and engage a Deputy Director of Elections and the Head of IT for the NDC, Dr. Rashid Tanko Computer. Doc, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Good evening, my brother. Let me say good evening to you and your cherished viewers.
Right. To start with, the NDC is describing the recollated results as illegal. First of all, it went to the court and the courts asked that the exercise be redone, which we saw happen today. Why are you saying it is illegal?
It is completely illegal. Shortly after the court ruling, we vehemently disagree with the ruling of the court because clearly what we saw was complete joke and a travesty of justice yesterday. We filed a writ. The respondent didn't file any response to our writ. They didn't. They didn't come proper to the court. They didn't find it prudent to respond to some of the issues we raised in our writ. And yet the judge ruled in their favor. What was it for? That was a complete charade. So we went to Supreme Court and filed a stay of execution at Supreme Court. And it's a simple analogy. Every lawyer knows this. As soon as the Supreme Court accepts our processes as filed and serve the respondent, that is the IGP and the Electoral Commission, it has to be enforced for 7 days before it is determined. They know it. The IGP was properly served. The Electoral Commission was also served. They know of this. So what they did over there was complete illegality. It was a complete charade.
So let me be sure I follow, Dr. Computer. Let me be sure I follow. So you went to the Supreme Court after the High Court had asked that the results be recollated. You went to the Supreme Court to ask for a stay of execution of the orders of the High Court. Is that the case? And so you are saying yes, what happened today was an illegality because the Supreme Court had stayed the execution. Was the EC, the police, and the other members you are talking about served with this stay of execution order from the Supreme Court?
Yes, they were served. They were properly served. In fact, the IGP, we have evidence. Every processes needed to serve them, they were properly served. Right. The Electoral Commission was also served. That's why I went there today, this afternoon, to let them know that whatever they are doing there, it was a complete illegality, and we're not going to condone to that kind of illegality. Right. We're not going to accept anything coming out from it.
Right, but we saw NDC participants in the exercise today. So we saw the parliamentary candidates whose constituencies were disputed. We saw some lawyers there representing some of the candidates. So what exactly were they doing there, if you don't mind my asking?
That is why I went there myself. They were not in the known of this process because it was filed by our Director of Legal Service. These are officers who went there from the constituencies were not in the known that this other action was taken place by the Director of Legal Service. And so that had to go there to inform them. That's why after I granted the interview with your media men over there, I asked them to vacate the place. They shouldn't be part and parcel of this illegality.
Okay.
What they did is that we have seen that it was a collaborative move by the Electoral Commission and the MPP, and they got support from some officers of the security service to back them to do whatever they did over there. Okay. We have our intelligence, and our intelligence came to play. It was a calculated attempt by some crooked electoral officers, and we are shocked at the behavior of this EC. All along, we least expected that they will go this far to what they intend doing. That means that if His Excellency John Dramani Mahama hadn't beaten their candidate to poll, they would have disturbed the presidential election too. This is what they've come to see today.
Right. So at least the Electoral Commission officers there declared the results. Out of the 9, 7 of them favored the candidates of the New Patriotic Party. And I'm sure it's one of the issues, one of the things you are calling illegal. What is the next line of action for the NDC? How do we proceed from here?
We are going to make sure that those declarations so made today will not stand. None of them.
How so?
They will not come near the parliament. Look, what do you think we are going to allow this? Fold our arms.
No. So what would you do? I mean, you've gone to the court already. So what exactly is that?
I am saying that my brother tomorrow is pregnant. Wait and see the delivery of the pregnancy. You think we are going to allow this? This thing they have been doing all along, and Ghanaians are quiet, and they think they can get away with it. This charade, they did that in 2020 and got away with it with 5 seats.
Okay.
They used state apparatus to assault constituency, 5 constituencies, and got away with it. Now they are using the same mechanism, Albert, because they know that the NDC has won power. They want to use these 16 days left for them. And they did this. Look, we had the intelligence. Their plan was that they will do this so that NDC will bring its members to act, and then they had the opportunity to disturb the swearing in of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. This was the plan of the Electoral Commission in conniving with Flagstaff House. We knew this.
Okay.
And we are saying that we will not fall into their trap.
Okay. Doc,
tomorrow is pregnant.
Tomorrow is pregnant, you say. Thank you so much for making time to speak with us this evening. Dr. Musa Rashid Tanko Computer is Deputy Head of IT for the NDC and has just reiterated what the party statement is. We'll definitely keep you posted in subsequent developments regarding this particular issue.
Meanwhile, residents of Nsawam Edwardjiri are optimistic about the revival of business activity following a 2-week delay in the declaration of official results for their parliamentary constituencies. The Electoral Commission has now declared the incumbent Member of Parliament, Frank Anodompre, as the elected MP. Yvonne Ikwe visited the constituency to gauge the mood.
After 2 weeks of waiting in earnest after voting to have an official MP declared for them, the Nsawam Edwardjiri constituency do have an MP now, and the name of incumbent MP Frank Anodompre. Residents having sharing their thoughts on the results by the Electoral Commission.
No crepa de I know say abana ya declare no sem wo ho a bepem de no nsem wan kasa ya share market ni ma bia na de omo declare say we na win no bia be sesama ya de a ba se hu hwe
ya to aba no wie no adwuma ye na adwuma kama nti ne nim say ya wini onado don prior adwuma o grounds nti ye nyina so ye boa no say on to aso nti na nka say omo to share na nyonya but margin ni so 207 but ye be fa ne sa
me dia ma ban na wo so na mepe me anya MP asem bia ma ban na wo so.
Before today, there's been intense tension and violence in the Nsawam Edwardjiri constituency following the December 7th election. But as I speak, there's absolute peace in the constituency.
It is Oma Kase Anodompre na fa. We should be happy and let's see what is ahead of us. That is our. That's what we need. Yeah.
Yaba na yetu nsuno. Eyasumdwe. Na yasre ni sifunu se do ebi nso omunya botre. Na batu ye declare that one doesn't mean say ye nyina ye minister. One Ghana. Nti ye be sre omo. Onana Anodompre wa we need ye. Yen kan tro omo say omo nko no mo ye o say si winye. Next 4 years no mo mra.
From Nsawam, Yvonne Nikwe, TV3.
So hopefully we'll touch base with the other constituencies to find out what the reaction is on the grounds. We've been joined on Zoom by Dr. John Osai Kwapong, who is a Democracy Governance Fellow at CDD Ghana. Doc, thank you for joining us. Before I even come to you, let's go to this, let's bring in this particular banter between an NDC lawyer and representative for Ebby Bright. I'm talking about Roxy Nelson Dapamekpo and an EC official over what exactly the court's orders were. We were told, or from reports from the High Court, which ordered that the results be recollated. They were told to recollate, but the EC official probably had a different understanding of what it meant. So let's bring you what the banter was. Then maybe I'll pick your initial thoughts on that particular development.
Oh, relax.
We are going to continue from where we ended the other time. We have 3 outstanding police.
No. Hold on, Mr. Broby. Yeah. Let us do these things methodically as directed by the court. We ended the process. There was a declaration. Your Metro director wrote a petition to the head office that the declaration was unlawful, that he directed the Tema West Metro director to declare under duress. The court has directed that the process be gone into afresh. The court said re-collation. We cannot continue from where we left off. Then go and seek proper understanding, then you come back. It's a court order. Then go, please, please, Mr. Fosuhini, I don't know. Because the process we objected to 2 pink sheets. We objected to. And you agreed, and yet, you agreed, and yet you said you won't declare. Now, this process is pursuant to a court order. Can you listen to me? So I am saying that the court didn't say that go and continue from where you left off. It says go and re-collate. We either go by the court order or there will be no business. Good. So, Mr. Broby, we'll do it afresh, one after the other. You cannot be a law unto yourself, Mr. Fosuhini.
This is what the commission
I am saying you cannot be a law unto yourself. I am not instructing the commission. The commission is also subject to law. The commission is also subject to law.
So allow us to do our work. If you have any issues, then take it to court.
I think that's one of the most bastardized sentences in the last few months. Take it to court or go to court. All right, so let's bring in Dr. Kwapong. Doc, good evening. Thank you for your time. To start with, what was your understanding of the court directive to the key stakeholders or the parties involved here that they should go and re-collate? Did you also understand it as starting from scratch or continuing from where they left off during when the re-collation started earlier in the month?
Thank you very much. So my understanding, right, because a process had begun, the EC was in the middle of, was in the process of completing these re-collations, collations, and declarations. Then there was a court order, or there was a lawsuit filed to injunct the process. The court came back and said the re-collation can continue. So for me, my understanding would be that wherever the process was, that it can continue from there, and not necessarily the process having to start all over again, right? So if there were about 9 constituencies, I think maybe 2 had been done before this suit that brought a halt to the other ones that had either commenced, and then there are some that had not commenced at all. So right. I would read it as if the court says the re-collation can continue, then we have to pick up from where we left off when the process was halted. That would be my understanding. And it appears that both the Honorable and the EC official had 2 different understandings of how to operationalize the court's ruling.
Right. And looking at the kind of confusion that has surrounded this exercise, which should have been the best approach, you think? There are those who are even calling for a total annihilation of, or dissolution of this process. Let's go back and ask the constituents to vote again, this time probably under more secured vigilance, so we get to know outright who has won and who has not. What's your take on that public perception?
That would be my last resort, right? Because let me use one example from the EC's press conference. Ahafo North, for example, the EC pointed to things like vandalism, assault, and said only 79 out of 140 constituencies were used There were only 79 out of 140 polling stations available, but they were not able to declare the results. Ablekuma North, when the EC had the press conference, it said, look, it only used 219 out of 281 polling stations for the declaration, but the violence, associated violence, etc., marked the process. So let's assume that all of these facts are true and agreed upon, that is really what happened at the collation centers.
Right.
Then for me, I can see why the process would have to involve a re-collation to just make sure that all the right things are done, even if the right things means even just including all polling stations to do that. So for me, then the offenses would have to be like really egregious, no evidence of pink sheets and all of that to be able to make a declaration. If all of those things are absent, then yes, as a last resort, I can see why some would call for, look, let's go back to these constituencies and conduct these elections again. But the issue at stake is really not one in which, at this point, I would agree that it calls for conducting the election again in these disputed constituencies.
Okay. And finally, before you take leave of us, what does it say about the Electoral Commission? I mean, clearly, a lot of people are still pointing, accusing fingers at the EC for their conduct of elections and even how the last few hours of the election of December 7 are playing out before our eyes. People say it shows that the confidence in the EC is even going down the drain faster.
Correct. Anybody who paid attention to results from the Afrobarometer would notice that trust in the EC has declined. As of the most recent Afrobarometer 2024 round 10, only 12% of Ghanaians said they trust the EC a lot. If you look at the NCC's matters of concern to the Ghanaian voter on the question of trust, only 43% say they trust the EC, but another 43% say they don't know whether they trust the EC or not. In addition, trust in the electoral system itself, as per their research, had also declined over the last 3 elections that they've been asking this question. So when these issues come up and the way they are handled, even if there are legitimate reasons as to some of these constituents, some of these declarations, and the need to rectify them, because there's already mistrust, and the process through which the EC goes through to try and resolve them raises further questions. It deepens the mistrust.
Right.
There are 3 key implications for all of this. One is we need to start asking ourselves, what can the EC do or not do when it believes that proper processes have not been followed in declaration? The second key thing is, where is the appropriate forum? Is it administratively for the EC to come up with, let's say, a makeshift collation center like we saw at Tesano or its regional office in Accra for that to be done? Or is it a different forum where the courts have to step in?
Okay.
Then the last one for me is, there's too much of a burden on political parties to, quote unquote, protect the ballot. It shouldn't be a burden for political parties to try and make sure that there's transparency, there's fairness in the electoral process. It's the primary responsibility of the EC. And I hope that it's one of the lessons we carry away from this exercise.
Dr. John Osai Kwapong, thank you so much for your time and thoughts this evening on this very interesting development. We'll definitely keep you posted as your election command center on how all of it ends.
Also, residents of Odoko and Ablekuma North constituency remain optimistic that Irabna Orbin will be declared winner. Some of the youth say they will not accept the results if MPP's parliamentary candidate Nane Kiafriye is declared winner. Lord Idua Sari was in the constituency and reports.
Understand and let Irabna have it, because when you should be like moon dragging on, the same way on so or winning yana NDC 40 at a man eba beye ejuma na obeye na so ono so nti ase na oma NDC nipa no so mbra beye no so beye.
My personal view, my personal point, Rabna have won. We all know. And even the previous election, he said it. If you don't understand anything, go to court. So we don't know why Ekwe Free is still making us wake up, letting us not sleep. Rabna has won. With or without Abdulkumanov is a Rabna. Find them.
I believe that NPP will win because this constituency is NPP stronghold. And I believe strongly that NPP will win. If they don't recount again, NPP will win.
But I see, what do you make of the incidents surrounding the entire voting exercise here at the Abdulkumanov?
The Electoral Commission itself has acted illegally for re-collation. It is never in their books that there should be any re-collation after the results have been announced. So the whole thing is illegal. What they are doing is illegal, meaning the Electoral Commission itself is perpetuating illegality.
Well, there have been a lot of questions on where the National Peace Council stands in all of this election back and forth. And so let's get some answers. Dr. George Amo is the Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council. Doc, good evening and thank you for joining us on News 360.
Thank you very much to TV3 and all those who are listening to us. Wish you Merry Christmas in advance.
Thank you very much, Doc. And same to you. There have been concerns. The Peace Council has been quiet over these issues with the Electoral Commission and the elections, which seems to be brewing tensions. How do you react to this?
Oh, I think those who have followed us since the December elections, I mean, would have a contrary view because you've been very active. You just follow our press all over the place. The latest one, I think, was just last week. On this current coalition issue, we have engaged the parties in the matter. We have engaged the AC, we engaged the police administration. You know, we have said that some of these things you have to do the way we do it, so that we can inform the public what we think it is appropriate so to do. It is not entirely correct. We've been very active in these elections. Anybody who has followed the Peace Council, I think, including the TV3, would attest to the fact we have been very active in every step of the way.
Right, Doc. Well, across the 7 constituencies that have been recollated and declared for the NPP, it seems that has infuriated the NDC supporters. What message do you have for the NDC supporters to calm tempers down?
Yes, I think it's important we place the national interest above our individual and even above party interest. It is very important for the stability and the cohesion of our country. I think if that do well, the international community has praised our country. If you're Ghanaian and you're outside, you feel some confidence in yourself because your country has been able to overcome something that other countries around us find it difficult to do. You know, so we have been applauded. Let us keep that in mind. I think the president-elect and his main contender, the vice president, have all done so well, including the president. If you were at the launch of the transition team, I mean, you see the beauty of our democracy. I think we should be able to overcome what is happening. The issue, and I think underlying all these difficulties, the issue of trust. I think that should engage all of us after January 7, 2025, because it's like there is trust issues. I mean, this shouldn't be dragging to this levels. But people do not trust the system. So how do we rebuild trust? I think for us in the Peace Council, that is one of the key issues that should be on our table right from after the inauguration of the president-elect. And so we see how we can bridge the trust deficit issue. Otherwise, we are in for difficulties ahead. I think we should be doing that. And I want to encourage the political parties. I want to encourage our youth. There's a lot ahead of us. You see, you may lose today. Sometimes somebody may use a good method. But if you're able to put yourself together, you will come back stronger. You come back stronger.
Right.
If we destroy destructive methods as answers to our challenges, we are going to do a lot of harm to our country. We have to rebuild. If you go to Liberia, it is difficult. They have not been able to overcome those turbulent times. So we have nothing around us. It's difficult. If, for example, you look that you had 5 and they been told 4. So that is my concern, and I want to appeal to all those. Let us give peace a chance.
Absolutely, Doc. Very well said. Dr. George Amo is the Executive Secretary of the National Peace Council.
Now, in the Okaikwe Central constituency, my colleague Anita Agbota reports that although the atmosphere seems calm, some NDC members expressed strong sentiments towards the exercise, calling it unfair.
We were all aware of what is going to happen, so we were not feeling anything. We are calm. We don't have anything to say about that. We are looking up to our elders, our party leaders.
Okay, fine. Honorable Patrick Buamo, Baba Sadiq, he said the assembly and
We heard the seat has been declared in favor of the NPP's candidate this afternoon. We are leaving the situation in the hands of the authorities to solve, but for now, Okaikwe Central has 2 MPs.
Chima South, Assembly Bano, he say declared by Coalition Center.
No Baba, no MP in this Okaikwe Central. Good 12 years. You see this area. I didn't see anything about Buama. So this time around, I say I don't vote for you. I'll vote for Baba. Yana vote to Buama. And I see Yan Buama. Yan Baba Sadiq.
We voted for Patrick Buama and we said we don't need him anymore. We voted for change and we will not sit idle to let that change slip through our hands.
Election yanda, ye pe change, and ya change. Ya change, ya must change.
Buama didn't win the election. I believe because at the polling station at the back of this place, there was a place where Mama got 160 and they wrote 0. What would that be the? How can we collect it from there? So we don't take it as Buama won the election. All that we know is Baba Sadiq won the election. Buama is not our MP. We don't take him as our MP because it's a stolen verdict. How can you just declare someone and then later on you just change it again?
You're watching News 360 on TV3. Do let us know what you also make of the current developments regarding Ghana's last elections, and we'll be happy to share your thoughts. Stay with us, there is more to come.
You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint, superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology.
keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey. Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Darling natural twists blend with her hair over time.
Yeah, that's perfect.
She's really more beautiful every week. Darling natural twists get better every day, just like you.
Hello, Madam Bola. How are you and how is Lagos?
Ah, Kwame, Lagos day. How is Accra?
Accra is fine. We can't complain. Are my fabrics on the way?
Yes, sir. I hope my money is also on the way.
As we speak, my accountant is sending money to you and others at GCB.
Money don't enter.
Daddy is a lifesaver.
Yeah, Lady D. What's up, baby?
Tia, I got the money.
Oh, that's beautiful. It was fast.
Oh, and guess what? It was so easy and faster than I thought.
I'm busy right now. Let me call you back later, yeah? All right. Love you, baby.
See you soon. Bye.
From country to country, make seamless transactions across Africa with GCB. For more information on PAPS and how to get started, call toll-free on 0800 422 422.
GCB, your bank for life.
Thank you for staying with us on News 360. Let's bring you some more stories. Let's just shift our attention to the Western region, where Sekondi Takoradi is abuzz with excitement as it prepares for the highly anticipated Masquerade Festival dubbed Tadi Bronya. Meanwhile, Western Regional Minister Kwabena Ochre-Darko-Mensah has assured revelers that the city is committed to providing a safe environment for all.
Sekondi Takoradi is gradually becoming a major draw during Christmas due to its masqueraders parades from December 25 to January 1. This vibrant event is a showcase of the city's rich cultural heritage, featuring dozens of masqueraders groups dressed in elaborate costumes accompanied by lively brass band music and energetic dancing. Over the past few years, the Western Regional Administration has been putting in measures to help make it more attractive to tourists to help improve the region's economy. Henry Yeladua is the Regional Director of the Ghana Tourism Authority.
We started planning the Tadi Bronya some weeks back. And today is supposed to be the climax and also the beginning of the activities that we want to use to usher in the Tadi Bronya, 2024 Tadi Bronya. So we want to meet here symbolically to allow the dignitaries, the Honorable Regional Minister, the MCA, to open the city to the visitors who are coming in. As you are aware, Ghana Tourism Authority, under the office of the Ministry of Tourism, have been pushing the December NGH program. And this is meant to invite the general public, both international and local, to come into Takoradi, Sekondi Takoradi, to celebrate Christmas with us. We have always promoted Sekondi Takoradi as a preferred Christmas destination.
Western Regional Minister Kwabena Ochre-Darko-Mensah is a strong believer in the economic potential of carnivals, stating that they can generate significant revenue for host cities. He assures that a comprehensive security arrangement has been put in place for the celebrations.
Everything that needs to be done consistently in the last 6 years that I became a regional minister has been done to make this place more comfortable and more enjoyable for our tourists. And it's for the same reason why that a lot of stakeholders have now connected onto the platform of the Tadi Bronya. From the police, to the medical people, to the hoteliers association, to the trouble owners, to event organizers. We are now together and we are been organizing this program as a collective, not as just individual fancy societies. So I would like to use this opportunity to tell every Ghanaian that Sekondi Takoradi is safe, both medically and security-wise. So everybody should come and enjoy themselves and then enjoy our city.
Meanwhile, as some masquerade groups are busily perfecting their costumes, others are designating meeting points for the upcoming Masquerade Festival. The city's iconic Anchors Parade is a cherished tradition that unites thousands of people from near and far, with various groups vying for coveted prizes. Eroma Smith, TV3 News, Takrady.
Let's do a little more politics. Let's head to the Tema Central constituency where my colleague Christian Yale is. The Tema Central constituency is one of the 7 constituencies that were recollated today and were declared for the NPP. If you can hear me, Yale, what do you have to report?
Tema Community 7 night market. We are coming to gauge the mood and the reactions of residents following that new declaration by the Electoral Commission that it is now the NPP candidate Charles Forson who has won this constituency. But just to run you through a quick, review of what happened earlier, we know that in the first election declaration, we had Ebi Bright of the NDC winning with a margin of 119 votes. Now, when you look at the new declaration that has been made, it is the NPP candidate Charles Forson who is leading or who has won with some 55 vote difference. So we really want to understand from residents what they make of all of this and how they see this panning out in terms of the future of this constituency. And we know that currently the CNP or the incumbent is an NPP member of parliament, and so some already feel like it is a way of the NPP trying to maintain their hold of this constituency. So I have some residents here that I want to talk to and get their reaction. You're live on TV3, your election command center. What do you make of the new declaration by the Electoral Commission?
Seriously, I think it's really a waste of time, a waste of our taxpayers' money. Looking at we already having court injunctions to it. It's easy saying that they do not answer to our judicial systems, or they are above the law, and nothing can stop them. Seriously, re-collecting it is not even done because per their CI states that when you've been declared, unless court orders says you can go over it. But here's the case: you've already done declaration. You've let the committee know that.
We know that the court ruled that those declarations were made under duress. The court ordered that the EC redo the declaration of the result.
My brother, you know very well that our judicial system is not even helping us because it is based on an NPP ideology that they are there. They serve their purposes.
That is a strong claim to make.
Oh yes, and you and I know it is very true. It's of no lie.
All right, so you are just disappointed in the outcome.
I am very disappointed because Tema Central deserves better.
Tema Central deserves better. I still have a few more of them. I see a gentleman here that I want to engage quickly. So what do you also make of this?
To be honest, it doesn't make sense because the basis you took to the court for it to be recollated, it was your opportunity was given to you to recollate. But when we got there, you said you want to start from where you ended. Where did you end? We need to understand where you ended. And when you take something to court, you need to obey what the court says. It says recollate. So we expected them to go back and recollate for us so that we could see what the actual results are.
So what are your expectations? Are you going to contest this as resident or you accept the new outcome?
No, we are not going to accept it. Ebi Bright is going to be in parliament on the 7th of...
What do you mean? There is an NPP candidate who has been declared winner now. How is she going to be in parliament?
Trust me, we have the numbers and we are in power. And we know what we are talking about. We are going to be in parliament. The next parliament, Ebi Bright is going to be part of it.
Ebi Bright is going to be part of it. Let me see. There is another resident here. You are live on TV3. Yes, what do you have to say about this? Are you on the NPP side? Do you agree to this new outcome or you feel like it is a cheat?
Never, never. This shamble result that they put place. Police headquarters, is there a collation center?
No, this happened at the EC old office.
That's not a place that we collate. You understand? Because they want to try and oppress Tema Central. And Tema Central vote for Ebi Bright, hands down. Hands down. Whatever they do. 2024.
Oh, Ebi Bright. Ebi Bright. So nobody go for fucking matter for you. Ebi Bright. We know everybody say Ebi Bright win. We know, hands down. So nobody and foolish people, nobody. We there here.
No, so these are residents who think that it was a convincing win for AB Bright, and so they are not going to accept it. They still think that it is her who has won this constituency, and that is final for them. And so this new declaration by the Electoral Commission is not one that they are going to agree. I still have maybe my final person to engage here. We are still coming to you live from the Tema Community 7 night market. What do you make of this? Some of your colleagues say that they're not going to accept it. How about you?
Personally, I think it's wrong. Because if you look at the injunction that we placed, the Supreme Court actually ordered, they have actually violated the rule. They categorically stated that we should recollate. What happened? The EC decided to continue from where we left off. If we talk about recollation, what's your meaning about recollation? We never did that. So if you tell me you are just continuing from where you ended, that means you are violating certain rules. For us, we know it's not done. For us, again, we know we voted for AB Bright, and the masses are not going to agree to whatsoever that was pronounced there. So it's actually null and void. On January 7, we know what's going to happen. When Jomama is being sworn in, AB Bright will be our parliament. That I can assure you.
All right, thank you so much. And so this is what they are saying, that on January 7, when John Dramani Mahama is being sworn in, AB Bright of the NDC is going to be there. They believe that it is her win and she deserves it. And so this new, declaration that puts the NPP's Charles Forsing in the lead as the new MP elect for Tema Central is not one that they are going to agree to. These are residents who are disappointed, who feel like this new move is a cheat. We came to you live from Tema Central, Tema Community 7 to be specific. Christian Yale, back to you in studios.
Christian Yale, they're getting reactions from the Tema Central constituency where Charles Forsing has been declared the new winner of the December 7 election for the constituency.
So watching News 360 on TV3 now, the Marina Mall in Accra, in collaboration with 3FM 92.7, is offering families packed activities with discounted tickets and offers for this cherished viewers and listeners this Christmas season. There is more on the following report.
The Marina Mall's Printers branch, which is part of the Marina Retail Company, is known for its vibrant shopping experience across its 6 branches. Since its establishment in 2012, the retail company has become a hub for quality shopping, featuring a supermarket and retail spaces that cater to diverse customer needs. This year, in partnership with 3FM 92.7, the company is offering a fun-packed event open to all shoppers and non-shoppers with discounted prices on goods and services.
There are amazing gift vouchers we are giving now to our shoppers, anybody who comes in, family and friends, and as well as the kids are not left out. The playground is ready set, and we are inviting a lot of our shoppers to troop in today. These 3 days, they should enjoy the sales. It's Christmas, and we are giving out all our best.
Some shop owners in the retail center share their experiences.
Since we moved in here, our sales have increased. This place is an awesome place, even the parking lots, customers are free to walk in anytime, and it's secure and it's safe.
We are excited. We've been here for some time, and as the bazaar is ongoing, a number of people have come in. Yeah, we've had some screenings done and all that.
This is our new location as Printers. We were not expecting earlier sales, but surprisingly, sales is cool for now, and we are open better ahead.
The event is set to feature live entertainment, interactive sessions, and festive surprises that embody the joy of the season.
So do make a date and go to the Marina Mall with family to enjoy the festive season. You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. We have the latest in the world of sports with Billy Shah.
This is the reason why I love Ghana.
Then the lottery acquired 20 years. You said Ghana and Nadim Kunim.
We are one. Ghana as one.
We are proud about Ghana. Sabaya 2 years nyina no akos asundem a yenhia ohawbia.
Africa and the rest of the world salute Ghana.
Don't forget the lovely Accra friend send love to all Ghanaians. The lovely Accra friend.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, Soft Care always stays with you.
New Soft Care Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
Soft Care. Protect your leap.
Darling Natural Twist blended her hair over time. Yeah, that's perfect. She's really more beautiful every week. Darling Natural Twists get better every day, just like you.
Hello there, good evening and welcome to the sports segment here on News 360. My name is Bill Ishen. Now to our first story, recognizing the need to elevate refereeing standards in Ghana and maintain integrity, the FA, under the leadership of Kurt Okraku, initiated a transformative approach dubbed the Catch Them Young policy, which aims to identify, train, educate young talents, both boys and girls, to become referees. The policy has already begun to bear fruit, and some of the beneficiaries have been making waves in Ghana and beyond. My colleague Mutala Yakubu spoke to some of these beneficiaries and told the story.
The association gets rightly criticized for a lot of things it's doing wrong, poor performing national teams, and a league that is not just catching. It gets slammed for refereeing too, but the association is now convinced they are fixing the fundamentals thanks to one of Kurt Okraku's flagship programs.
We are here to start a process of training our kids in refereeing the way they should go, so that when they grow and become like Daniel, they will not depart from the good virtues.
Referees have had a vital yet demanding role in football, but as the number 12 documentary of 2018 showed, Ghana's system was rotten to the core, and the GFA's response was to introduce the Catch Them Young policy. This initiative aims to identify, train, and educate young talent, both boys and girls between the ages of 12 and 18, equipping them to become referees.
Through this Catch Them Young policy, I'm one of the people who not actually go to places, but because of this Catch Them Young policy, I've been going to many places which I have not been there before.
You know, the Catch Them Young policy is very good. It's very enjoyable. It's everything a young person or a young girl like me will always think of.
4 years into the policy, the benefits, at least in terms of numbers, are beginning to show. A lot of potential referees have gone through the program. Among these are two young trailblazers, Sophia Azuma from the Central region and Edie Salma from the Northeast region, who were both listed as referees in the WAFU U17 Zone B Girls Cup. In a male-dominated profession, Salma and Saliatu want to go as far as they can.
I have to be one of the best FIFA referees in Ghana. And when we came for the MA course, Mr. Carlos encouraged ourselves we should improve more so that one day he will see us higher and higher, officiating one of the World Cup.
I want to get to the FIFA level. I want to go everywhere. I want everybody to know me.
Another success story of the Catch Them Young policy is Nana Kofi Amoah, a young referee who has risen through the ranks and is on the list of the Ghana Premier League referees for this season. He loves the policy, but admits there are many challenges.
What they fear about is the assaults and those things. So because if they know that maybe you touch a referee, this is the penalty you are going to face, I'm not sure they'll be doing that. So I think what I'll say is the FA has to be strong on that part, and that is what is going to encourage the young boys and girls to come into the job.
Critics say the policy unduly rationed many youngsters to levels they are not ready for, but those who back point to similar schemes in the Premier League and others that have birthed many refereeing talents. Senior FIFA referee instructor Mamaga Augustina Fuga is a staunch supporter of the policy, particularly because of the opportunities it provides young girls to get into refereeing.
In fact, I am very much enthused because I had it in the hard way, but they are having it in the softer way because now people have understood sports, so they are pushing their children into it. I see them and I want them to even be more than me, and I love the way they are coming, especially the female, the girls.
So while it may be far from perfect, it is obvious a deliberate, conscious attempt to recruit referees young and build them is a laudable one. Mutala Yakubu for 3 Sports in Accra.
That was a beautiful story there by Mutala Yakubu. But moving on, the Black Queens are set to suffer a major blow as head coach Nora Hoopla is close to taking over as the Copper Queens head coach, with Bruce Mwape set to be sacked. 3 Sports understands. Hoopla has been the head coach of Ghana's women's national team since 2023 after initially serving as the technical advisor. She led the team to qualify for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations for the first time since 2018. And Zambian journalist Augustine Mukoka says she was the preferred choice by the Zambian FA.
She came, on what my contacts are telling me, she came out, top of the interviewing list. One of the second, coaches they're looking at is an under-20 coach and one of the assistants, meaning that they're pretty much going to overhaul the technical bench for the Copper Queens. So Nora came out tops. I think she's also had an interest in African football, particularly women. She's been following the Zambian team. I think she's made interviews where at some point she wanted to sign Barbara Banda when she was in Switzerland, I think. She most likely would be in the job by January because obviously they want to begin preparing for WAFCON sometime in mid next year.
Of course, that was the story there on Nora Hoopla. Of course, Mohamed Kudu scored earlier today as West Ham United drew 1-1 with is Bill Lishen, and we have more on the bulletin after this.
In entertainment news this evening, the premiere of award-winning Ghanaian film producer Shirley Frimpong Manson's latest movie, Two of a Kind, recorded a massive turnout. The star-studded movie was screened on Friday night at the Silverbird Cinemas in Accra and the West Hills Mall.
Why can't you be honest with yourself, Jimmy?
Honesty? You told me you want to discuss honesty with me?
Yeah, why? Because I'm a divorcee, I can't talk about honesty.
Your husband is...
For years, Sparrow Studios, helmed by renowned movie producer Shirley Frimpong Manson, has been a beacon for movie enthusiasts, delivering compelling and high-quality films. Not only has the studio captivated audiences with its production, but it has also been instrumental in launching the careers of some of Ghana's finest film stars.
Boss, I told you the truth. I was even stupid enough to bring you here to see him.
You can't just sit back and do nothing.
Hundreds of movie lovers thronged the Silverbird Cinemas on Friday night to catch a glimpse of the much-hyped movie as it hits the cinema.
So we're the premiere of Two of a Kind, and the reception for the movie has been amazing. Even for the cast themselves, I think they are quite amazed at their performance. The performance was everything. Like, everybody brought their A game. It was amazing. I am elated. I feel like it's all worth it, and I'll do it again. And you will basically just have to make up your own mind. So that's what Two of a Kind does. It gives you all the information, it shows you the good, the bad, the ugly, and it leaves you to make up your mind and make some decisions. And that's the beauty about it.
Some cast shared their experience with 3 Entertainments.
First off, it was an honor. Secondly, it was a lesson. It was like a great experience that I couldn't just walk away from.
It's about the passion for the work, and I always
always think that my best, should come from the next job that I do. So I'm always, learning, and I'm always upgrading myself. And with each production, I want to win more funds, So basically, I just put in my best and put in my all, and I guess people resonate with me.
Well, that's how we wrap up this edition of News 360. Came to you live from Adesawe Kanda here in Accra. I am Aisha Yakubu Khalid.
And I am Martin Asidu Dati. Thank you for your company. Do have a good evening.
Up next is Showbiz 360.
Holiday season, let your home be the heart of the celebration. Celebrate the season with furniture.